Welcome to Military Guna TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is the Southampton versus Arsenal versus Southampton player ratings. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the game in itself. Well, I don't know. I have the upcoming recording artist, Radreezy 3000, back with us again. I know he always has some very good insight on Arsenal Football Club. So the Jamaican Gunners will definitely love this one. We have a few more guests to tune in. Hopefully they can make it. If not, we still have to kick on the show. Radreezy 3000. How are you, man?
Boy, I haven't been so good still in my general, to be honest. Since like the season starts, my days just bleaky. Me not have the happiness there. And no matter how my weekend nice and after a match, me just always end up kind of bleaky and like in a bad mood. And even at work, me can't function, my G. You understand? Me just have that down feeling there. And then everybody at work just talk about Arsenal poor and them a banter me and me just want the money win and I don't know what going for them. Just can't get a win, boy.
Rough. That's true. That is the truth. Alright, so not gonna lie, when me see the starting lineup, me I say alright. This definitely look like something Arteta really a try something. And me want beat him, want beat him, but me can't beat him because the players did not give me the opportunity to beat him. You see, if we lose the game today, if we lose the match today, I say alright. And try with the youth them, because I see a whole lot of youth in that team. If we lose the game today, I look on you and say, at least in try.
Yeah.
We'll go get the red card now. It's another excuse that Basically, it's another excuse that so you want to beat him, but in constantly have a little getaway, a little excuse. Something always happen. A back-to-back red card is now.
Yeah, back-to-back.
But anyways, so I click on the starting lineup and view things. So we start off with a 3-4-3 starting lineup, and we know most Arsenal fans they alright with it because we don't see no Willian, we don't see no Xhaka, we don't see no Brett Bellerin at right back. So we say alright, we get rid of Three problem. So we could kick in and say how the youth them can operate. And to be honest, the game started off well. We were under a bit of pressure basically still, and you can see that Southampton was a team who have confidence, and you can definitely see that they have won a few games prior to coming to Emirates, and they come in with the aura and the confidence that we should have had, but they were the one who had it, and they have a bit of dominance in the game as early as possible. And I want you to tell me what you think of the first half in general, how the game played out in your point of view.
It was pretty in the balance to me. The Southampton guys were pressing really, really hard. You understand? Yeah. But me expect it, as I say, they have the confidence, they have the energy, and they were in the mood, And at this point in time, we don't have no fear factor as much as it is the Emirates.
Yeah.
The game, Emirates. Nobody cares about the Emirates anymore. Them just come here and feel like so them can beat we. So them come here and them run down pan way. We had some good chances. A lot of plays break down. I don't know what go on. We see a lot of passes in recent months since the season start. We not complete a lot of passes. You understand? I saw a lot of misplaced passes. Like Maitland-Niles a pass the ball to Pepe and then I reach him or him run past it and them something there. A lot of overhead passes, and this is where I think Mesut Ozil would have shined. Because Mesut Ozil, when he pass the ball, it have the perfect weight on it. You understand? He'll need it today and try, but a lot of times we don't see him run out of place or run out of position. For the first goal, I was really sad about that because I thought we were doing really well, and all I had to do was shut up shop and get to halftime. And if we had done that, I think coming into halftime, would have known after we get the first goal, probably could have get the next one. Abba was in the mood, but that goal that he got, it was a leveler, So that first goal, I was really, really disappointed when I saw that first goal because we know what Southampton was coming with, right? Arteta himself said in the press conference, Southampton is a high pressing team, right? And they're gonna press you and gonna press your socks off. And I don't understand how the defenders them allow to get sucked in by the press. The three of them are close down the man them, right? Nobody now cover.
Yeah,
Gabriel come in, sucked in upon the player, close him all the way down. Alemando, I switch the ball on the right hand side, which part Tierney is supposed to be, because Tierney is bombing forward on the left side. And because of that now, here Walcott exploit that left side at that right side and then chip Burnley, which was coming out. So I was really disappointed by their first goal because I thought it was going to, from the defenders' point of view, I thought they were going to sit tight, right? Whenever they expect them to come out so much and press when they don't need to press from the back that much, right? I wanted them to press from the front and the midfield. But the three defenders, they got sucked in and they got tricked into the players that were playing for Southampton.
Yeah, that is true because if you realize the first goal, the goal that Southampton scored now, El Nini and Gabriel actually collide now because they were so close. I think it was to Hings. And
yeah, they were close. They were too close to the player. Them got sucked. Yeah. So when they came so close to Hings, it left a lot of space for in between Tierney and Holding for Theo Walker can move through that gap. Now that basically I would say was a defensive error from us. Yeah. From Gabriel. A bit of immaturity being shown there. Because we know Gabriel, he loves to engage. He's the type of defender who loves to engage first. So he makes the first press and he tries to get at the player outside of his defensive third. So if it's a foul, it's a bit far away from his goal. Or if he can win the ball, he win the ball as far away from his goal as possible. And if he should get beaten, he still have time to recover. So he loves to engage midway in his own half. So one of the things I realized is that it was basically written in the stars that Theo Walcott was gonna be the person to score. That was written. That was written in the basically it was gospel. It had to happen. And him celebrate. When did I celebrate? Yeah, that's I was.
The truth is, and you see on social media, we are on Twitter, and we know that you're gonna have some set of fans who are gonna say, why is it that Theo Walcott celebrates and it affects so many of us? You're going to have those type of fans who are going to say things like that. And personally, I felt away because he was one of my favorite players whilst he was at Arsenal. And now to see our team in such a slum and one of my favorite players to score on us and celebrate against his own team that built him like that.
It's like him at yourself in our own brother. You know, so I go on.
Realized that after in second half, when the game finished, he went to speak with Arteta and he said something that I think it's Chris Wheatley tweeted it that he said that he sensed fear in the Arsenal team, and he was right. He was basically right. He was absolutely right. From watching, I was sitting on my couch and I was watching, and I could sense fear in the entire team. I could definitely sense fear. Because
Southampton have them on ropes, you know.
Huh?
As much as we had chances, you have moments in the game, Southampton really had us on the ropes, you know.
Of course.
I was kind of like, John was tired. Like, if these guys are clinical, we're going to be in some trouble, you know. But
we're the small team. We definitely were the small team. So, you know, when I realized the first half, we first half ended with Theo Walcott goal, Che Adams. Basically, he was one of the... Che Adams and Dannings are the two most deadly first players for Southampton, and they definitely proved themselves today again. So they ended the first half with 2 yellows, and Arsenal ended the first half with a yellow as well. So early in the second half, beautiful build-up play from Arsenal, from Bukayo Saka, beating three players, playing it off to Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah plays a slicky pass onto Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, where he slotted it home. And as you told me that, and I do believe that I am also a problem, because the moment Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is out of my FPL, he's back on the scoring sheet. Either he's scoring against us or he's scoring for us. So he's back on the scoring sheet, so I'll definitely keep him out. So the next person I'm taking out of my, well, automatically has to come out now, is Gabriel.
Yeah.
So I think not officially, I will not have any Arsenal player in my FPL team.
We are winning against.
So I am the problem. I am definitely the problem. Because for some reason, if I watch an Arsenal match, 90% of the time is either we lost or we draw. When I don't watch a match, then we come across with a win. I didn't want to watch much because I was saying that, okay, let me see if I'm really the salt person, but definitely it could be me. I can take responsibility. It could be me.
Well, to be honest, me look upon it and me say, I don't know if it's a pattern, but it could be a pattern because Abba score with draw, right? Abba score will lose, then Abba score again this week with draw.
So next time he score.
Come after draw. He might go win, and he might go score against Everton. So fingers crossed.
But so I was looking at a certain pattern, not only the goal scoring pattern from Aubameyang, but also the playing style pattern.
Yeah.
Because really and truly, we weren't dominant in the game, but we were out. We weren't out, and we also weren't dominant, but we were basically battling. Because at some point in time, we see patches of Arsenal team high pressing, winning the ball early. It's just that a few passes weren't coming off a bit sharp enough, as you were saying, and that could be a bit of. I think that is a matter of relationship on the pitch, because we don't have that much relationship on the pitch. Players who have been playing with each other for a certain time period. So, for example, that Southampton team, since the beginning of the season, that is the same set of players that are been rotating over and over.
Chemistry high. They have a good chemistry.
Notice all those teams that have high chemistry, and you can see that what is happening even with Manchester City right now. That is the reason why, as good as Liverpool is, that is the reason why Liverpool are actually struggling a bit, because of the chemistry. You have too many players out, so they have to be too much fitting enough to be taking place. So the chemistry cannot correlate as smooth as possible. Tottenham, smooth as possible. Everton, Southampton, you have Chelsea. These teams have chemistry. Manchester City also has chemistry. What I realize is I use Manchester City as an example. In the beginning of the season, they start off extremely slow. But guess what? The statistics, the underlying statistics of the game were in their favor. So like they finished the game with 70% possession, having 18 shots, 10 on target, but they will still lose the game 2-1, or lose the game at 1-0, something like that. No, the underlying statistics would show that they were the better team. So what I'm observing with Arsenal Football Club now is that the underlying statistics that we're seeing are showing that we were better, because we have better statistics than Wolves, against Burnley as well, also against Tottenham, and we lost those 3 games. Wolves, Tottenham and Burnley. We lost those 3 games, but we had better statistics, the underlying statistics. First one, Tottenham, it was like a smash and grab, 2 early goals, and then we're out. Basically, we were on to and from with Wolverhampton, but we were dominant against Burnley, but we still didn't came out with the win. Now, I'm looking at the fact that we are building. It's a building process, but we are building. So, time to come in which those underlying statistics might start going to our favor if we keep with the performance or adding on to the performance. Because what I've realized is that what team are trying to do is they're trying to get 1 or 2 early goals as fast as possible, because they realize we're not the team to come back after going a goal down. Even if we go a goal down, we're not going to win. The best chance is we're going to draw the game. So they try their best to get a goal as fast as possible, and then basically the game is dead. So So tell me now, what do you think how the second half played out in your point of view?
I missed some of it. I didn't catch the Gabriel red card. I didn't know what kind of foul he made, or there was a second yellow.
Yeah, the second yellow was really evident. I think the first yellow was really soft. The first yellow was extremely soft, but the second yellow, it was definitely a yellow card. And believe it or not, it was actually Theo Walcott that caused him to get the yellow card as well. So,
oh boy, written in the stars, may I tell you.
Yeah, so as I said, these things were written in the stars. It was supposed to happen, and there's nothing that we could have done to change it from happening. So, first change of the game basically was Jennifer coming on for Theo Walcott, and I think that he as well came on with a bit of pace, agility, trying to get in behind as fast as possible. And our first change was actually David Luiz for Eddie Nketiah, and I personally did not like that change. I did not like that change, none at all. Yeah. Reason being why I didn't like that change, and when I saw that change was that particular change, it basically threw me into a fit. Reason being is that you're a man down, the game is 1-1, and you are desperate for a win. Mikel Arteta did not went ahead and take the risk to win the game. He went ahead and take the risk to draw the game and to hold on to the 1 point. I am not sure if that 1 point might be crucial to us, but I think the 3 point would be very much more important to us than the 1 point. So he went ahead on the safe side, and I consistently see Mikel Arteta do these type of things where he went again to the safe side. No,
it's a bit cautious,
your perspective. The game is saying 1-1.
Yeah.
You're being dominated, so you naturally have to defend. Would you pull a striker and put on a defender, or would you add an extra striker and maybe pull a midfielder?
I'll add an extra striker. Reason being, you remember that game with Chelsea with Martinelli?
Yeah.
That's what he did. He put on a striker, right? And he put a defender. He was brave then. He's under a lot of pressure now. So what is happening is that he's so afraid of losing.
Yeah, he is.
I'm pretty sure a lot of reporters probably would have, and journalists would have bombarded him with questions like this: if this would have been your fifth home defeat of the season, those things probably played on his mind. So he went on the safe side.
Yeah.
But I thought it. But at the end of the day, when I look on it, still military going. Arsenal, the strikers such as Eddie Nketiah, they are very high pressing and they do their defensive duties. So you didn't have to take him off, because at the end of the day, he might go track back and he might go press and he might go cause a lot of errors. You understand?
That's true.
How much goals him cause when he press the defenders and win the ball, press the defender and win the ball in the penalty box. So I thought leaving Eddie Nketiah on the pitch would have added a lot of energy and enthusiasm, fight, even more fight. But I'm very happy that we didn't lose the game. And I think there is hope. I think there is hope.
I think that there's a possible chance of something building, but I didn't like it still, because I don't like to sense fear in my manager. I can remember Arsene Wenger when he's desperate for a win. He would just throw on 3 strikers, make one big change, just 3 strikers go on and just try to get a goal. Even striker playing right back, wing back, just to get a goal. But I don't like the fact that he did that still. But he made a second change where he bring on Joe Willock for Danny Ceballos. Danny Ceballos was really unhappy, and you could see that he was unhappy. But he wasn't contributing as much as possible, even though he was getting in his groove. But we had to see some midfield change because we were under the cushion and they were definitely battering us at that point in time. So we need legs in the midfield. And quite a few times we saw Joe Willock pick the ball up, move it and drive it forward, ease a bit of pressure of the defenders, and possible some of the time win a foul up higher in the game where you can ease some pressure of the defenders and we can try to build back. Now, the last change that he made was basically Cedric Soares for Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe had a relatively quiet game in my perspective. So I didn't really necessarily go against it. I would know Cedric Soares can contribute in the attacking third as well with those crosses. Also can score a goal as well, as we can see from his debut. Now, my perspective is this. I didn't want Mikel Arteta to really just go for the 1 point. I know for a fact that the losing 5 home games would have taken a toll on him, because that would have been another history that he has created, and that history that he had created, that he would have created, would have been the first in the Arsenal Football Club history. First 5 home defeats in a season, back to back like that. That would be the first in the history of the club, and I don't think that's something that he would definitely want to shoulder. So I can look at him for taking not taking that L, but also can look and see fear for not going out and trying to get the win. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask for your player ratings. So I'm starting with Leno in goal. Out of 10, where would you put him?
Leno with goal. I don't know what going on with Leno in a general. You remember before Leno? Remember before Leno got injured?
He was really sharp.
Yeah, it was really sharp, and it was even his facial expressions, but he usually be a lot more commanding and playing the ball at his foot, because me usually watch him at Leverkusen in like the highlights and stuff. He was very good at that, and when we said we wanted a ball playing goalkeeper, you understand? A lot of fans were happy with him. But since the injury and Emmy came in and done so well, he came back and he looked so timid. He always looked so timid in the goal. I thought he coming out was brave, but it was very risky, given that the defenders were they were trailing back. But I thought he did okay. You know, I thought he did okay. A lot of the shots weren't on target from Southampton. I think he made a couple saves, but I'd give Leno a 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, I would definitely agree with that. A 6 would be a fair score. That would definitely be a fair score to give Leno. Even though I think that the goal that was scored, I think he went down a bit early, and he should have definitely made himself a bigger target.
Make himself big. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't make himself big enough, so he went down and
him get chipped pretty easy. Make Theo Walcott look like, you know, like prime R9 or something, bro.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I saw that as well. So I won't kill him for that as well, but it definitely seemed easy in my point of view.
Yeah.
See, it seemed really, really easy. Right back, Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles, as I mentioned earlier, sometimes he plays a little calm, like probably too calm. We see him take penalty, don't it? Him take penalty like he's a walk in the park, bro. Me know why you play so we side under pressure, you see me? More you play with energy and run towards the ball. A lot of times when him, like somebody play the ball team, it would just like stroll up to it to control it.
A bit of lackadaisical.
Yeah, a little lackadaisical and a little lazy and easy but vibes, like him doing now a rock steady party. In terms of, he's a very solid, and I see him win back a lot of balls, you understand? He win back a lot of balls that when people are coming down on the flank them, he's very good at
1v1.
Yeah, at 1v1s. I think he's better than Bellerin.
By far. That without a doubt.
And he's also very good with his crossing. And to me, I think if we did start Bellerin, Willian, and Xhaka, we would have draw the game. I would have probably lose it.
Yeah, that is true.
Maitland-Niles some money, and may I give him a 6. May I give him a 6 as well. Yeah.
I will definitely give him a 6 as well. What I think is that what I like with him is that he loves to do link-up plays, 1-2s and move. That is something that I realize. And
him bring out a lot in Pepe.
Yes.
As we say, Bellerin. I don't know if Bellerin since the surgery with the injury they have. Them change over him right foot and put over the left, because him move like him as a left foot player and a drift inside. Why Bellerin a drift inside so much?
Like some inverted wing back.
Yes, he usually go up on the outside and use him pace and go up on the outside and cross the ball low. Cause you know some can't with the ball with height. Him always whip it low.
That's true.
I don't know why him keep on go inside like a left foot him use. Him move like say my Pepe or Ozil or one of them will use left foot. So that is
true. But I'll give Maitland-Niles a standard 5. I see a few missed passes from him to Pepe as well. But I think that, as I said before, it's a communication thing and just a partnership thing, just build a partnership with Nicolas Pepe as well. And I do believe that this is Nicolas Pepe's first game in a long while back in the Premier League, and I think he will definitely grow himself. And I think Nicolas Pepe actually is shown away from the game when the red card was shown. I'm not sure if that strike a bit of card in his.
Yeah.
So,
I personally believe so that the red card something that flush upon him bring him say like Geno Star.
Yeah, he went back in a shell.
Yeah. Now, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, so he went back in a shell. So,
maybe.
So the centre back pairing of Gabriel and Holding.
I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, Gabriel was one of the poorest players on the pitch." I don't think so. I think sometimes when the press, you can't either do two things, you know, as a defender, right? As a centre back. Because defense we play and play right back. You see me I say?
Yeah.
You can either close him down quick or you can jockey back and invite the pressure like we're Holding down.
Yeah.
Is the inverse of Gabriel and Gabriel is inverse of Holding.
Yeah.
Gabriel now go jockey off back away from you and give you space to shoot him or close you down.
Yeah, I'm not engaged.
Yeah, he's very engaging, and that I think that nothing is wrong with that. You understand?
That is better way to defend.
As long as the timing of the tackle is right, I have no problem with that. I thought today was not one of his best games.
Yeah.
And it was a little silly for the red card. You know, he got spun. But
I'll
give him a 5. I'll give him a 5. But I don't think he was awful, and I'm not gonna beat him bad. I'm not gonna beat him bad.
Yeah. I would give Gabriel a 4 because generally he was trying, but I think he was overcommitting because he knew the task at hand, and he was definitely he was working out of his own comfort zone just to prove a point. And as a young defender, I don't think you necessarily have to prove a point because we know the talent is there. We know he can defend. One of the things I love with him is that he engages as early as possible. And as a defender, you should engage as early as possible. What that does is when you engage an attacker in the mid-third of the pitch, that's basically closer to the half line. If you should foul him, you'd foul him out closer to the half line and far away from your goal. If you should engage him and he would get he would spin you and get around you, you have time to get back. And there's always a space in between you and the defender. So it's not a case in which he would spin you and you'd be facing the goal right away. You would have time to get back, and you can also rely on your keeper. So your keeper would come and you try to cut the angle and go around the keeper. So that's a fact. So, but just for the red card and the amount of pressure that it caused and put on us, I would have to give him a 4. Also, he wasn't having the best game initially as well. It was a bit all over the place. So I would definitely have to give him a 4. Without the red card, it would have been a standard 5. But because of the red card, I'd have to give him a 4.
Understood.
Holding, I have no confidence in Holding. I think the reason why Gabriel have to do that amount of work is because he's trying to cover for Holding. He's covering for Holding incompetence. And because of that, he will always be under more pressure than the rest of defenders. Because he sees where the action is. Notice he's the type of defender. He's like a midfielder. He's always looking. He's always prepping left, right, around, trying to be aware of his surroundings.
And him slow. Him not read the game and him slow.
Good. So he
cannot read the game and have the speed to get you out of trouble. So
that is true. So Holding is always reactive. Gabriel is proactive. He get there first, get engaged, and make contact. Holding reactive, then he's backing off, trying to correct the mistake, the error that was there. And then now, as you can see in the Tottenham game, when you back off and give the player opportunity, chance and time to do anything that he can do, with the skill level of certain players like Son, he will hit the back of the net from any angle, from way out, or as he please. So for me,
start for wonder if
a 5.
Start for wonder if I give him a 5 as well. But as what I say is that I start for wonder if that's Holding super move or in fatality move in a mortal comeback, because every time a player up on the 18-yard box, all him do, him back off until the player get closer and closer till the player confident to shoot.
Yeah.
All him do, drop a shoulder, shift to the inside and curl it.
And I think I believe that it is not Holding alone. It's actually an Arsenal mentality. That is the reason why we think so highly of Gabriel, because it's the first we have seen a defender who generally knows how to defend and loves to generally defend.
Yeah.
Mustafi does it, backs off. Kolasinac does it, backs off. Holding does it. Chambers does it.
Bellerin does it.
And I think David Luiz does it as well. The two, that is the reason I believe the three best defenders at this club at this moment are Gabriel, Pablo Mari, and William Saliba. Yeah. Many people are going to say I haven't seen William Saliba, but I've seen William Saliba play.
Saliba and Gabriel play kind of similar.
They play extremely similar. I've seen William Saliba played with Chambers, alongside Chambers in under 23 games, and he was a better player in the game, better than even Chambers.
Yeah.
So you'd prefer to integrate Chambers rather than integrate William Saliba.
Okay.
And I do believe that I see a leak story. I'm not sure. I did a part on it about William Saliba linked with Liverpool, but I do believe that there's a possible chance that big clubs will be inquiring about him. Big clubs will be inquiring about him because the talent is there.
You see that club here? A headache, you know, brother. Headache, me tell them, the man them gonna make Saliba go on loan. You see, if the man unhappy and them go Liverpool around in the club there and then love him off like other than the love of Oxley Chamberlain, me tell us, you know, when I get him back, you know.
All right. So what I said in my show was that William Saliba, if he should go up to a club like Liverpool, William Saliba basically would win the league with Liverpool, whilst Arsenal get relegated with David Luiz, Mustafi, Chambers.
No joke.
And Kolasinac. Yeah. So left back Kieran Tierney, my captain in my perspective.
Mr. Consistent. I start to think that something is really, you know, something is good about that left side, that left back side. I remember Nacho Manuel. Nacho Manuel was really consistent when it comes to, he always put in a shift, you understand? But Tierney is a really upgrade from Manuel in that not only him put in a shift, but him have the quality to back it up.
Yeah,
you understand? If we do have some clinical strikers who can head the ball, Tierney would have a couple assists right now. At least 3. You understand?
That is why I believe that a player like Martinelli would thrive with Tierney and Saka on the left.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
What is score for him?
I'd give Tierney. I don't think nobody I get more than 6 for me still, you know. To me. I give him a 6 still, you understand?
Yeah.
Aye, 6.
Yeah. That is a fair score. I think a 6 would be a generally good score for Tierney. What I do believe as well is that as you mentioned Nacho Manuel, we know for a fact that Nacho Manuel was a 7 out of 10 player every week. Doesn't matter how good the team is playing, but that is his standard performance.
He might play the same way every single week, no matter what.
Yeah.
We don't have much of them play right now. We don't have much of them.
That is true. We have too much up and down. For example, like Pepe. Pepe is like a 9 this week, and then a 2 the next week, then a 9 again.
Pepe to hot and cold.
Yeah. So basically, I see Kieran Tierney as the type of player who can give us an 8 out of 10 every week. So it's basically a bigger upgrade on Nacho Manuel based off the quality that he has. Nacho Manuel didn't have the quality like Kieran Tierney, but we can guarantee a consistent standard. So Kieran Tierney as well, a 6 for me. Double midfield pivot of we have Dani Ceballos and Mohamed El Nini. What is your take? You know that your screen is frozen, right?
Yeah, because my phone overheats, but I don't really want to affect the call.
Okay. All right. No problem.
So you're not seeing a movement.
No.
Oh yeah, because if only that overheats, so it have one warning message for me. But I could just finish the video and done.
All right. Yeah. So Dani Ceballos. So make it quick then. So Dani Ceballos and Mohamed El Nini.
El Nini, may I give El Nini a 5. May I give Ceballos 5 as well. I think El Nini without party, him just look, him run out of position, him just all over the place. Headless chicken. When I tell him it's Southampton, I press and I see me son him and he just a knocky ball past him, knock it in a triangle, knock it past him, and him just a run after the ball, Lord Jesus Christ, man.
But the both of them are 5.
5 for them, man.
Alright. For me, Dani Ceballos is a 4.
Not good enough.
Dani Ceballos is a 4. Too many misplaced passes, and he have a tendency to drop in between the left back and the left centre back collect the ball, and I don't like it, because whenever you find, I'm going to start to do tactical insight on my team. So if you have 4 defenders and your left back is pressing high, and your central midfielder fall in the slot of the left back to pick up the ball, that means that there will be a gap somewhere, because if he falls in that position, the other midfielder, his midfield partner, would come to cover his position. Who is going to cover the next midfielder position? So it's going to be a ripple effect. So there's always going to be a massive gap open.
Yeah, him leave a lot of holes in the midfield sometimes.
Stick to your position. Stick to where fill the gap that you're supposed to be filling, and keep numbers in the midfield. When you evacuate the midfield area, there's going to be a gap, or the one person who's left in the midfield area will be overcrowded and he cannot control the ball. That is the reason why. One thing I realized with Thomas Partey is that when he's playing with Mohamed El Nini, Thomas Partey is in front of Mohamed El Nini, and he can collect the ball any angle, from any position, at any tempo the ball is being passed at. When Mohamed El Nini is playing with Xhaka or Dennis Ceballos, 90% of the time they are behind of him. So when we are the person talking about Mohamed El Nini playing ball sideways or backways, that is the reason why, because his midfield partner is behind of him when he's playing with Xhaka or Ceballos. When he's playing with the likes of Thomas Partey is always advancing. So Thomas Partey is not going to fall in between the defenders to pick up the ball. He's going to stick in the midfield area and request for the ball inside of the midfield area, so he can make the pass from that position. So you'd have Thomas Partey right beside of him to collect the ball. So, and these are the things that I look into, because we have to factor in those things, But for me, I give both of them, as I said, 5 with a fairly good ratings for both of them. Nicolas Pepe.
Love Pepe still, I understand. He's a very exciting player, and I like to see flair and unpredictability when in the football team. Yeah. Definitely start him over Willian every single time for me, because he have a spark where he can ignite at any moment. My problem with Pepe is that I make too much people talk bad things about him as it regards to consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Once him find that consistency and just know his strengths, him need to know his strengths. But also, to me, I don't like when him get the ball and then him have 3 people in front of him. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and 1 in front of him to beat. You understand? I like, you see the Europa League match them, where you see them play the ball through, like them play Ima Eddie Nketiah, one as striker and one as second striker. As some like the Pepe play, you understand? I like when him get the ball for run on to. I like when him get the ball and him have all the people upon him in front time to beat. Even though him have the quality to beat them sometime.
Yeah.
I thought today he showed a lot of good moments in the first half. You understand, as you said before the red card, he was after the red card he kind of went back in his shell, but he was doing a lot of good things, because there were moments when I saw he hit a lot of shots on target. I remember that cross that came in. I don't remember it was and he took it first time. That's one of his.
Yeah, man, he has a very good shot on him, man.
Yeah, man. I know say if a Willian get the ball and try to hit it one time, he goes straight in the entrance. So yeah, but for me, Pepe today, because of the second half, I give him a 5. I don't think he did too badly.
All right, so it was a bit fade away for me. First half, he was trying. I don't think that we played. I think he's the type of player that you have to keep in the game, because he can easily fade out. So I give him a 4. That's 5 is standard. Eddie Nketiah.
Eddie Nketiah, I really like his pressing energy.
Yeah.
Got the assist as well. What I like about Eddie is that him always a run. Him always a try for winning the ball. I understand people can say him want about his finishing out there, but you have to remember the guy is a very young lad. You understand? He's the England under 21 captain. So respect for that. And whatever you want to say about him, say him not good enough and a Balogun to start or whoever to start. Just remember he's the club's leading goal scorer in all competitions.
Yeah, that is true. And
yeah, so
truly,
respect the young chap.
We as Arsenal fans, we love a player with a fancy name. If he doesn't have a fancy name, we don't rate him. Yeah, that is true.
Eddie to burn.
So you have to have a fancy name for us to really love you like that. And once you have a fancy name, we'll go all the way out just to ensure that you're a part of the team. But because Eddie Nketiah is just the simple, normal person with a normal name, we're overlooking everything. And one of the things that we're not looking at is that Eddie Nketiah, at his age, he has surpassed Alan Shearer's goal scoring record. He has surpassed Alan Shearer's goal scoring record.
Under 21 England.
For England. Do not underestimate that. That sends a message. And we as Arsenal fans, that is the reason why when we are not the ones who are running the club, because we just talk because of what we feel and what we think. But I know for a fact that Balogun has good attributes such as his hold-up play and those type of things. But at this point in time, Eddie Nketiah is ahead of him in the building process, also in his maturity level as well. Because Eddie Nketiah is playing on a high-pressure game against big man in the Premier League. So Eddie Nketiah for me, he had a good game. He also had an assist. Extremely good at pressing. A lot of running, a lot of defensive work. I'll give Eddie Nketiah 5. No, he's my man of the match. Bukayo Saka. Yeah,
Bukayo Saka. Very exciting young player we have on our hands. He's the one player who will always attempt to beat the player on the wing like a orthodox winger.
Yeah, like the goal that we scored. Always 3 players.
Like orthodox winger. I saw the replay for that goal and I was like, whoa, this kid is special. This kid is very special. I can't wait for him and Martin to link up once more. Bros for life. You see me I say? Saka, I give Saka, I give Saka the number on them shirts. 7 for Saka.
7. That is the same score that I wanted to give him. He's the man of the match for me in my perspective. So I give him a 7. But no, the man of the match for Arsenal Football Club. But the man of the match in overall would actually be Theo Walcott. He terrorized us. That is the truth. He really caused us a lot of problems, and he's the one who scored.
Oh boy!
So, so the man who is off form and now have gotten back the opportunity to score another goal against. For us this time, not against us, for us. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the captain himself. What do you take from his performance?
All right, Aubameyang. My thing about Aubameyang is that when the team is firing, he's firing.
Yes, that is true.
But when the team now fire, it's almost as if he's missing. And this is the reason why a lot of people was asking me, who think is a better striker? Who do you think is a better player? Harry Kane or Aubameyang? And I said Harry Kane because Harry Kane will always contribute to his team.
Doesn't matter what.
You understand? You look at Aubameyang body language when he's losing, it's not the same, right? It's not the same as if he's winning. When him get a goal, him happy and him ready to shoot again, but not all the time you go lead the game, bro. You see me I say? Not all the time you go draw or you just get back in the game. Sometimes you go figure a trill and the team need you. You have on the captain armband. You understand? You have the responsibility, bro. You see me I say? People are look up to you. Ozil are the celebrity of the club, but Ozil don't in the squad right now. So people are look to you for change the game, bro. You see me I say? People are look to you. People go crazy when they sign the new contract the other day in my out. You see me I say? So you have to show more. Jump for the ball them. Drive for the defender them. Use the speed. Knock it past them and run like what Theo Walcott used to do. You have to try something, bro. Kick the ball on the defender them make the good for your corner. You see me I say?
Yeah. I saw a situation where he pulled out of a 50-50. Hold that?
No, I say him have to do more.
Yeah. I saw a situation where there was a 50-50 challenge and he would have gotten free towards goal and he pulled out. And he's actually faster than a defender.
That's for this match?
Guard.
And that was for this match?
Yeah, in the same match, he pulled out. And he could have went clear to goal if he had won the 50-50.
And I don't remember if it was the Wolves match or which one the match, but I think Bellerin played a pass to him and him never run on to the chance. It's like him stand up and wait for the ball to come towards him.
Yeah, that is it. It's like he's waiting on the ball to meet him. And from my perspective, he was actually he was the poorest player on the pitch for me.
Yeah.
I won't take away the fact that he has scored a goal, Because even if Eddie Nketiah was in that position, I do believe Eddie Nketiah would have put that away just the same, because Eddie Nketiah is a poacher in the box. He can't score those goals. But I thought that he was the poorest player on the pitch.
He need to fix up.
And I don't like that.
To fix up.
Yeah, he has to fix up, especially as a captain, where everyone is looking forward to see him carry the team in that perspective. Yeah. But for me, I'll give Aubameyang, and just because of the goal, just because if it wasn't for the goal, I'll give him a 3. But because of the goal, I'll give him a +2, so I'll give him a 5. Because of it, he was really poor and he showed no leadership.
That's the score I was gonna give him. Yeah, I'll give him a 5 as well.
Yeah, because when I saw David Luiz came on the pitch, David Luiz was instantly pointing, barking orders. You go here, you do this. And
man. There was once in a time when I see Southampton give a free kick, and I say David Luiz literally grab players and I push them. Like he must say, you go over there, so.
So he was because he was.
That is how you act as a captain.
He is the type of leader. It's not like Xhaka, who's just ignorant and arrogant. He's definitely a leader. And I think I might do another. We might have another discussion tomorrow. So I'm gonna get more fans on. So tomorrow we're gonna speak about like the fact that we have heard an apology for Granit Xhaka as yet. And
yes, that is very dodgy. That's a very, very dodgy situation. I don't know how I'm going to film, but a film style that.
Yeah, we realize. So here we go. Thank you very much for tuning in. And glad to have you again on the show, Radreezy 3000. And I say I appreciate the fact that you took your time out to be here with me. But I'll see you guys again. Please remember, subscribe and share. And this has been the preview or the review of the Arsenal versus Southampton 1-1. Another embarrassing game from Mikel Arteta and Arsenal in perspective. Our captain finally got another goal. And thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a good show. MGTV out.